Welcome, everybody, to the FTI Podcast, episode 35. Holy crap, I can't believe we've done 35. Well, we haven't done 35 yet, so we'll see. I can't believe we've done 34 of these. Maybe like 5 of those were successful. And
Two of that
maybe,
5 were the ones with guests.
yeah, and maybe one of them didn't have any technical difficulties. But as we wind down in the season, this being the second to last episode, the penultimate episode of the season 1 of the podcast. Next week we will be doing a kind of wrapped episode, and we will be I won't give any teasers, but we have a surprise for next week about 2024. We're in 2023. But tonight we will be talking about the silly season and the only 2 schedules that hadn't come out until last week, and that would be the sprint car schedules for the national series here in the United States. This is probably the lamest intro that I've done. We really need to get some music for next year, like a little intro bed.
Felix is struggling to get into my lap at the moment. I've got a soundbar for my TV, which is right next to me, but the sub for the soundbar is right at my feet, and I like to put my feet up on it. We couldn't get around the sub and my feet.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, it's 6 o'clock at night, and I'm drinking coffee. That tells you what kind of day it's been for me.
Oh, let me tell you, I don't know if your wife told you about my morning, but we didn't have fuel pumps this morning.
Ooh, that sounds great.
And actually, we didn't have them last night into this morning. So everyone's freaking out because they couldn't put fuel in their buses. And it was a nightmare from about 5:15 this morning to, I think, about 9:30. All I did was just run around trying to find other buses for people to drive and try to restart the system. You know, we call the company's IT and they're like, "Did you reset it?" No, neither of us millennials that work here. Our first thought wasn't, "Oh, well, we'll just unplug it and plug it back in."
You should have called Dell support.
Well, we were joking with the director of our department that, he said, you know, every time you call someone, the first thing is, "Did you plug it, or did you unplug and plug it back in?" You call Spectrum because your internet's not. "Did you unplug and plug it back in?" Yes, I've been doing that since I was 5 years old, trying to get something to work again.
Yeah, that is the first thing I did, sir. I didn't do anything besides that.
Yeah. And then, you know, everyone that sells something to the government, it's definitely lowest bidder, and the system boots up to Windows NT that came out in 2000.
Ooh.
Yeah. So, lots of fun. I'm really distracted because my lights in my case here, they're not white and yellow as they're showing up on my screen. They're white and blue in the case itself.
Oh, are they?
Yeah.
Is it what? Is it like the horizontals are blue?
No, it's just they're the RGBW, so they have the actual whites. But if you turn them on one of the different colors, part of them light up blue.
Oh. Yeah, I just have like a dark Christmas vibe going on back here.
Mine is I think both the lights on my walls behind me are Halloween lights that I bought at Home Depot. But yeah, speaking of diecast and stuff, Circle B still has not shipped my Black Friday order. I keep getting emails. They have 5 employees working 10 hours a day They got so many orders on Black Friday.
Jeez. And you bought what? 4 of them? 4 die casts in total?
6 1/24ths and 12 1/64ths.
You bought what?
6 1.
Did you buy more after the weekend that we?
When we were Sunday. What were you guys went on a water slide or something? And I bought. That's when I bought all the ones. I bought like 10 1/64ths and 1 or 2 1/24ths. I got one of my 1/24ths, but that's because I ordered it on Friday. And it's a Ryan Vargas throwback Xfinity scheme. But I have no idea where I'm going to put them.
You're going to have to buy another case.
Yeah, my cabinet behind me is full. And there's one. I might redo 2 of the shelves in there. I got the Kevin Harvick Gravedigger car, and then one of his 2001 cars with the Gravedigger model up on the top. And then the second shelf up is just some old trucks. So there's some space in there to redo it. But yeah, how's your week going?
It's going okay. We had our banquet for the karting program on Saturday, and that was nice. I won. So we did a big raffle. We had like 120 items in the raffle. I really wanted some ski tickets.
Do you ski?
I've been once, and it was really fun, and it was 13 years ago.
Okay.
All I can remember is pizza and French fries is how you go and stop. So pizza stop, French fries is go.
Yes.
When you're skiing.
I learned that from South Park.
But I did win a Nerf gun, which I put a ticket in for the hell of it. I didn't win hockey tickets. I wanted the hockey tickets. I did win some K1 speed passes, more of them. So I now have 4 free races and 4 licenses. So whenever we're ready to go to K1, I got us covered. And then Sunday we went out shopping a little bit, and here we are.
I think I worked. How many hours did I end up working this weekend? From Friday to Sunday, I worked 53 hours, I think.
Holy crap.
So I worked 5 a.m. to 10 p.m. Friday, 6 a.m. to 1:30 a.m. Saturday into Sunday, and then 7 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. Sunday.
Damn.
Yeah, I didn't go to the gym Monday because I came home from work and fell asleep at 4 o'clock and slept until 4 a.m. Tuesday morning. Tuesday, after a battle of 4 weeks trying to get my new sunglasses from the optometrist, I finally got those and decided I needed to go to the grocery store. And then, today I went to the gym, did about 45 minutes and was like, you know what? I got to go home and nap before the podcast today. I got a lot of sleep to catch up on.
I was still hurting today from so Mondays and Wednesdays. I normally do leg days. And then Tuesdays and Thursdays, I normally do arms, chest, abs. And then I don't do any cardio ever. But my legs were still hurting this morning from Monday. Like, oh my God, why? Why are they still hurting?
Yeah. So on to the schedules and everything. Now, I was trying to think before we started because it was such a long week. Were they out before we did the show last Wednesday, or did they come out on Thursday?
I think they came out on Thursday or Friday. One of them came out Friday. And my only thought was, of course they came out on a day that Dirt Tracker doesn't do a video.
Okay, yeah. So,
Because I was like, oh man, I really want to hear what he has to say about this crap.
so what are your feelings on the schedule? Because now that we've almost had a week to figure it out, our buddy Dan just wrote into the group chat. Hi Dan, I can see your live screen or your live chats if I don't have it full screen.
Where are they at? Where are they at? Oh, there's comments. Are you watching on 2 different programs, Dan? Now he's not watching on any.
But I got so distracted.
Our one fan, Dan.
Let me respond to him. Oh wait. The schedules. What? So my general thought process on the schedules is Kyle Larson and Brad Sweet started High Limit to spread and help sprint car racing. And all of there I have an issue here where I know it is a business, but I am also a selfish fan too, because I want more Ohio shows. And High Limit buying All Stars and taking away a lot of that Ohio, Pennsylvania presence, it hurts a little bit. I saw a tweet last week and I desperately tried to search for it today, it was something like, I'm just going to say these numbers here, 30 something Ohio shows between the 2 series last year, down to like 16 this coming year with the loss of like Speed Week and things like that.
Now, they do have a Wednesday in September.
Right before Wayne County.
That's open. And they're in Eldora that weekend prior.
Yeah.
So could they?
They'll probably go back to a
Atomic. It's really weird. Why are they doing a Wednesday show? High Limit never does Wednesdays.
I think towards the end of the season, it shifted to Wednesdays.
Okay. But it would be cool if they added. I mean, my wife
Wayne
would
County's
not be
right
happy because I'd be at
if it's a Wednesday, we could just do the podcast live from Wayne County.
Live from Wayne County.
I don't know how.
Don't sue us.
I don't know how good our cell phone reception is there, but I mean, if I'm just couple hundred followers away from 1,000 on TikTok, then I could just go live on TikTok.
Ooh.
Just kidding. Never mind. I'm 634. So if you have TikTok, follow me so we can go live on TikTok.
Follow from the Infield on TikTok as well. Follow all of our social medias. It'd be great.
Okay. Dan says cell phone reception is fine. Yeah. Oh, well, I did stream every race. I did stream races while at the race all year this year. Every race we watched flow or a NASCAR race on my phone as we stood there in the infield.
Yeah,
so
we got the you got a phone holder, we got a tripod. I got the Rode Wireless Go.
I've got
just
like
clip them on.
6 tripods at this point.
We just clip them on and just start talking. We can be live streaming and taking our pictures at the same time.
That's a lot of battery management for me between all of the cameras.
And it was just phone. Every it was welcome guys to FTI. Nobody would be able to hear us.
But yeah, I mean, I'm a
Driver interviews. That's a good idea, Dan.
I'm a little bummed out with the schedule of High Limits taking away, basically all of their Ohio stuff. I get it. Eldora doesn't do weekly series, but goddamn, how many races does Eldora need a year? I know it's the dirt capital, blah, 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 blah. Tony Stewart owns it, this, that, and the other. But between both series, they've got every Ohio show, it feels like. That first day when they dropped the schedules, you're going down, and I don't know how you did it, but I just looked for OH as I was going through.
That's what I did. I was like, I don't care about any other state. I do want to get to was it Lernerville?
Yeah, Lernerville. That was one of the ones that
looks fun.
I'm so glad you're not a sports fan, because I was like, I started saying OH and I was like, oh no, if he says it, I'm gonna throw the camera at him.
That didn't even come across my mind.
I'm so glad you're not a sports ball fan. I don't know if we mentioned this when we were
sports ball fan.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we don't like racing or anything. Sports ball.
When we went to Kalahari, we walked into B-Dubs and didn't realize it was literally Ohio State Michigan pregame, and we're like, "Whoa, what's going on?" It's everyone's wearing
Ohio State crap. We're in Sandusky.
Yeah. Everyone's wearing red, and we're like, "What's going on?" And every TV's tuned to the same thing. The volume's at 9,000. The waiter was doing the cringe, not saying Michigan thing. And we're just like,
yeah, he apologized.
Yeah, he apologized.
The TV said Michigan, and he was like, "Oh man, I'm sorry you guys had to hear that." And I was like, "What did they say? Did they say like the F word or something?" I was like,
"Yeah, we're just like,
oh, they just said Michigan." I was like, "It doesn't bother me. Just bring me my food." I don't care.
Did not care whatsoever. But yeah, I was going through, looking through the schedule, and I was like, oh no, Eldora, Eldora, Atomic, Eldora.
Yeah, I did post when Eldora released the shows that they have of the two series. I was I was a little mean. I was mean at a lot of my posts about this on Facebook. And I said, "Hey, Eldora, since you seem to have a monopoly on all the Ohio shows, can you at least let local media in? Or do I need to get Gabriel's horn?"
Man, you're going to get us blacklisted from Eldora. You and your one-man vengeance crew against Eldora.
You're gonna get in there. I'm not. They're never gonna let me in. We could have a couple million followers. They'd be like, "We're not letting that asshole in here. He talks shit about us all the time.
Fuck that guy.
Chris is good. Kyle's a dick." I was like, "Well, we know that, but
yeah, I mean, looking through those schedules, you're like, I'm happy for the Outlaws single Wayne County date. I think
yes, that is something that I wanted to see. I told you when we were sitting at Sharon and then we were sitting at Wayne that I was like, it would be really nice to see Outlaws here.
Yeah,
because if they can put on a decent show at Sharon, they can put on one hell of a show at Wayne, and it's gonna pack the house, and that would be amazing for Wayne County and Jason if because what is it? Is it that is it the 27th and 28th?
Yeah, so
well, yeah, the 27th, and then they're at Sharon the next day. So that would be amazing if the 25th, if High Limit was there.
Or I mean,
to be able to have two big shows, especially at the end of his season, that would be great.
Even do it at Fremont and Attica. I mean, I know it suck for you, but I get off at 1:45. Yeah. Take a half day. But yeah, I mean, it's shaping out to be a decent schedule. I mean, going through my schedule I'm making up on my phone for next year, May and July look insane.
Yeah.
I mean,
and we still don't know when. So us Ohioans, I guess, are just waiting for one more schedule to drop, and that would be fast with Speed Week
Yeah,
of when that's going to be, what tracks are going to be on it.
I think it's that second week in June, or second
Yeah,
week.
and it looks like that Maverick series isn't doing anything outside of Indiana.
Yeah, it was more Indiana, maybe that southwestern part of Ohio.
What does Indiana have to do with dirt racing?
Well,
That's
I mean,
weird.
they the series, I think High Limit snubbed them too. I mean, there's between Indiana, Illinois, they completely skipped over Wisconsin.
Yeah,
So we're not
they care more about, because they're California boys. They care. They have 3 races in a row at their racetrack at Silver Dollar. I mean, and literally 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 races in a row in California.
Yeah, that's going to be their West Coast swing, because then they go up to Washington, or they start in Washington and go down to California.
Yeah, they're going to start in Florida, go to Georgia, go to Arkansas, Texas, Oklahoma. They have a to be determined, and then Oklahoma, Kansas,
that TBD
Iowa,
is
Illinois.
in Oklahoma too.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it was just announced, I think, yesterday.
I mean, it would be really nice to see, another Ohio on this schedule besides freaking Eldora. Oh, they're at Portsmouth Raceway. Where is that?
Basically the West Virginia border.
Which one?
It was like 2.5.
Okay,
it was a while away. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, give Northern Ohio some love.
I'll tell you one thing, USAC
not too much, not northwestern either. Northeastern Ohio.
USAC is coming nowhere close, because they announced their schedules today, and there's nothing close for USAC.
The USAC. I mean USAC. Kidding, guys. Just kidding. Don't come for me.
Yeah, and May, you got the Extreme Outlaws coming to Atomic, but Atomic's still 3 hours away.
Depending on, well, I don't know where that one is. I was going to say we could go to NHRA in Pennsylvania. That'd be fun. But I don't know how far that one is.
I'd say our luck, it would be on the other side. It would be, Philadelphia side of Pennsylvania. But I mean, I understand from the business side of things, High Limit trying to go nationwide because you want to take in those fans anywhere you can. But it also just feels like you're leaving behind the fans you already had. There was rumors before the schedule was announced that it seemed like they were making tracks choose whether they were going to be a high limit track or a outlaw track. And you'll have a lot of this stuff like the Lucas Oil late model series that are they're aligned with High Limit and Flow Racing, and they are only going to tracks High Limit goes. Well, but the only tracks that Outlaws are at and High Limits are at, they're going to the High Limit tracks.
Yeah, I don't understand the point of basically making the tracks choose. What good does that actually do for the sport?
I don't think in the end it does help the sport at all.
Oh, sorry, Dan. Michigan.
Yeah, I don't know how much it helps the series or the tracks at all, having them pick and choose. Okay, maybe not run them in the same month. In May you get High Limit, and in August you can have an outlaw race. And you can schedule around all of that. But if you
Well,
pay attention, go ahead.
I think it's stupid that World of Outlaws penalizes drivers or only gives them so many races that they can race other series.
Yeah.
These sprint car series think that they're like NASCAR and IndyCar, and it's like, well, you have a car that you can literally race anywhere. Like, it's not like it's a very specific car to so and so series. I'm sure there's differences between what each series requires, but I'm assuming it's something easy to just change.
If I know anything this year, running Outlaws with their fire suppression system that just fell out of the car if you flipped. Yeah. That was one thing. Yeah, there was a lot of complaints about an expensive fire suppression system that would just fall out of the car if you were, mid-flip. But yeah, if you go deeper into some of the things, High Limit really does seem to be kind of going for the jugular around everything with World of Outlaws. So they've taken, obviously Brad Sweet, 5-time champion. He's leaving to go to High Limit. They're taking their race director, timing and scoring director, veteran pit reporter, who's going to be the High Limit announcer. And then, as of yesterday, 2 full-time teams.
Yeah.
So far, teams announced, Brad Sweet. I'll do High Limits first. Brad Sweet, Casey Kane Racing, Jacob Allen Shark Racing, Casey Kane, obviously Casey Kane Racing, Zeb Wise, Rudine Racing, Corey Eliason, and Brenham Crouch are High Limits. And then in Outlaws, David Gravel, Brock Zierfoss, Logan Schuhart, Gio Selzy, Sheldon Hodenshield, Landon Crowley, and Bill Rose. You have a good handful of undecided teams, but both are on track to at least have 10 full season teams. So I don't think there'll be any lack of competition, but again, I think a lot of it comes down to us just being selfish fans too. We want Ohio Speed Week, so we have 8 days or whatever to have a chance to catch these guys and go get more pictures of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we're in a very, like, we have a lucrative photo business.
No.
We're definitely not to that point at all in our career. Being, this coming year being only our second full-time year doing it. But it's nice because having these bigger races gets our work out there more, to be able to say, oh, well, we shot these drivers, we have, drivers. And I know, especially for this coming year, I want to try to get, do some client work besides just, portfolio or easy resale stuff. It'd be nice to get, do a couple client shoots this year or something, to bring in some money.
Yeah,
for both of us, because it's not cheap. Very expensive hobby-ish business.
Yeah, I know. This has been the last 3 months.
Yeah, it's this one here.
Another thing I forgot to add. It was, I think, Monday. Rico posted a picture of him at lunch with Brad Sweet. So does Rico run a full, outlaw schedule? Not World of Outlaws, but outlaw schedule where he picks and chooses where he wants to go, like he has done in the past? Or does he go High Limit racing? Does him, being probably in that list that I just said earlier, being Brad Sweet's biggest competition, this year if he goes high limit and staying away from the outlaw stuff. Was it just a friendly lunch and, he's just posting it on Twitter just to be like, haha, look.
Yeah, I mean, it almost seems like it would be advantageous for Rico to actually run a full season and shoot for a championship in one of the series instead of going back and forth. I mean, I'm sure he's not hurting for money or sponsorship, but that's how you get more money and more sponsorship if you win a championship. Coming second in high limit is still a big deal, but if you won high limit, if you beat the series owner.
Yeah, so I think that's one of the last. I mean, there's all the other teams that still have yet to announce where they're going to be going next year.
Now, is Tyler Courtney?
He has not announced. The list of not announced: Carson Macedo, Tyler Courtney, Donnie Schatz, Spencer Baston, James McFadden, Buddy Kofoid, Chris Windham, Rico, Brent Marks, Anthony Macri, Garrett Williamson. The second Crouch Racing was announced today, I thought. No, they haven't done the Crouch Racing yet. Justin Peck, Sam Hafferty Jr., Noah Gass, Justin Sanders, Parker Price Miller, Cole Macedo, Ryan Timms, and Connor Morrell haven't announced yet.
I mean, it wasn't surprising that Sheldon was going to be World of Outlaws.
No, I would say Sheldon is probably one of the faces of World of Outlaws, especially having the NOS Energy sponsorship.
And probably
maybe we're a little
that they're coming to Wayne County, Well,
I was hoping that 25th date just ends up being the Buckeye Bash or Buckeye Brawl, whatever they called it last year, with Sheldon promoting it. Because, I mean, yes, this is the first year that we really did a lot of the dirt racing stuff, but every week we went, there was a Sheldon, multiple Sheldon and Jack shirts.
Yeah, there's definitely a Hot and Shield contingency at Wayne County.
I mean, it is right down the road. I've got all 4 dogs in the room today, so they're being a little wild.
But he's probably the right now the most famous sprint car driver from Ohio currently.
Oh, yeah, I would say so. In the major, out there doing it. Ooh. But yeah, I mean, there's plenty of things to still fall to keep us, updating Twitter 6 times a day to see. But was there anything else? We went over this before Kyle and I started that I don't have a very good classification system for my notes. I just screenshot things.
Felix is about to choke himself to death.
He's not a very bright guy. All he cares about is getting up in my lap and trying to lick the inside of my mouth.
If only his brain was as long as his body.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting year. There's plenty of stuff that should keep us busy, along with, weekly racing at Wayne. You've got the Lou Blaney Memorial with, the Ryan Blaney Trophy Championship presentation thing. So that should be another big event. It's decently paying, $12,000 to win. I think it's basically going to be like a high limits purses for their weekly stuff, kind of. 12,000 to win and 1,200 to start. So that should be good. I'm torn on it because when I look at my schedule and see what we have already, and that's with nothing local announced, because I don't know of any local track that's announced anything. yet.
Yeah, I don't know either of any of those that have.
Speed Week without Speed Week announced and all of that. Yeah, it's going to be a busy year. I think we're both we need content and want to complain that we want more.
Yeah, you're always hungry for more. Yeah, I haven't talked to you about this off the podcast, but I want to start, doing some, work with like local drivers, local teams, who maybe don't have a great social media presence and
Yeah.
need help, Take these two boomer millennials, will help you.
I'll have you know, my one TikTok, my very stupid TikTok, is still getting likes. I got a notification on my
God.
watch last night at 3 a.m. It has 32,000 views, 3,200 likes on TikTok. Instagram is the most useless platform ever. And 3,100 likes on Instagram. And just people arguing in the comments all the time. If you want TikTok engagement, get people to comment. I don't know if you saw the one I did Saturday, but I did another one trying to get people to engage in the comments. It was just another, cameras are difficult, CapCut, template thing about I won't argue with this thing, and it was sprints are the best show on dirt, and I was waiting for every other series guy to start arguing
Chris,
with
you're
me.
going to alienate all of our other dirt racers.
Dan, we
have favorites, but we still respect you, and we'll still take pictures of you and sell pictures to you.
But
the sprints are just more exciting.
Well, and I took the approach with this not to comment back to people because I didn't want to spend all my time arguing with people on TikTok comments. But in our field, we the sprints are the most dramatic picture wise.
Yeah.
When you're almost 90 degrees to the corner coming into turn one, it's a lot better than I mean, some of those 4-cylinder guys tripoding through the turns, they're a lot of fun. But yeah, none of them look better than the sprints coming through sideways, up against the wall, any of that. So
shout out to Ryan. Ryan's watching.
This is weird that we've started to get like weekly viewers. Nothing more badass than a 410 sprint car.
Says the guy that owns sprint cars.
Yes.
The two people watching right now both own sprint cars.
But Dan said it best. All the classes are great. At the end of the day, love all the dirt cars. I can agree.
Except for late models, because they can't get a race done with it under an hour, especially at Wayne County. No hard feelings. I just want to go home before midnight.
But yeah, definitely this coming year want to get into some helping some social media presence. I mean, Kyle, when you and I first became friends, that's one of the things I've always complained about is a lot of these track owners, you working at Barberton for so long, they have no social media presence. Unless you've liked their page or you're in one of the fan groups, you wouldn't know what's going on half of the time.
Yeah, I mean, I've worked in track promotions and stuff for quite a while, and you know, if it weren't for some of the things that I did, there wouldn't be things out there for that track.
It-
You know, and then, you know, some of these tracks don't realize that what they have is a brand, and you have to treat it as a brand. And, you know, you have a logo, use it. You know, you have content in some of these places who have their own person taking photos and stuff like that. It's like, use those photos, you know, have an easy template that you can slap on top of the photo to add a little action to it without, you know, engaging flyers. Um, I mean, Wayne County probably had the coolest trophies for their banquet.
yeah.
Those were friggin' badass trophies. You know, it's just, you know, they don't. They don't do it.
That was one of my favorite. That's one of my favorite things to talk about if I, wasn't shooting a race and going out to races, because I have a little bit of liquid courage and then start befriending everyone around me, is that a lot of these places, you don't have a grandkid that knows how to work TikTok or Instagram and can shoot just some cool videos or something and this or that. That's always been my thing, is look at the popularity of racing right now in the United States isn't as high as it was in the 90s, early 2000s, but we're getting there with F1, with NASCAR, Indy cars, taking a step forward. I'm going to go on a limb and quote Sean of last week, is dirt racing, especially in the sprint cars, is some of the best racing you're going to get out there.
Yeah, it's the most pure racing.
And then you have all the other, as we're joking around about all the other classes, you've got the guys in the compacts who have it started its life as a street car not too long ago, and you probably knew someone with that Honda Civic or that Cobalt or Cavalier, so you could make that connection there of, oh wow, my best friend had that style Cavalier out there. So yeah, I mean, and then you go into the mods, which, I mean, mods I think are some of the coolest looking race cars. You get into
The
late
angles, man. The
Yeah.
angles.
You get into late models, they look like your good old NASCAR stock car. You get into the street stocks and stuff like that. I mean, who doesn't love an 80s Monty? So, yeah, I've always kind of felt like if you got out there on social media and did a little more, and no one's perfect. We don't live in a perfect world, but maybe you could bring in those extra fans. I'd say the one thing from like Wayne to say Barberton, I think the crowds at Wayne look a lot younger than the Barberton crowds did.
Yeah. But the thing is, asphalt's on a decline.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, it's almost uncomparable an asphalt race to a dirt race. There's just so much more action. There's more wrecks in asphalt, but there's a lot more action in dirt. Cars are sliding. If you're sliding in asphalt, you're doing something wrong,
So
there's no varying track conditions at an asphalt track. It's pretty much the best that the surface can be for racing is what it is. They're adding things to make it stickier. At a dirt track, it's like, crap, we watered it just slightly too much and now it's a completely different racing surface. Or the surface changes and it's not just the rubbering, it's just, anything can change. Or one night is dusty, one night it's soupy. It's exciting.
So
The asphalt track, it's going to be dry and asphalt.
we'll use that transition into other things that I wanted to talk about this week. Speaking of asphalt, did you see what the pay-per-view cost to watch the Snowball Derby this week?
Yeah, I was going to watch the Snowball Derby. because I had went to Five Flags back in August, and yeah, holy crap. I was hoping it was just going to be on Flow.
Yeah.
But no, it's on Racing America, whatever the hell that is. And it was expensive. It was like $50 a day or
Just
something.
for Sunday. Yeah.
Holy crap.
Yeah, and that just got you the
Stupid.
feature, the pre-race, the LCQ. That's it.
Yeah, I mean, there were I think Ty Majeski won
Yeah.
the race, but William Byron was racing in there, and
Yeah, you
it is
had a couple Ryan Preece was in it. You had a couple Cup guys, couple truck guys. Noah Gragson was in it. You had the talent there, but I don't know if a asphalt late model, well, any late model, I wouldn't even pay $50 for the dirt thing. Oh, Daniel.
Oh, breaking news. This just in. Rico Ibru has went high limit.
I mean, after the picture, you kind of knew.
This is a from the infield breaking news update.
But yeah, I don't think any race is worth a $50 pay-per-view.
No, I mean, there was a massive wreck at the start. So
yeah,
that
there was
that
a
was
big
interesting.
One with 7 to go that I think took the leaders out. But
oh god,
yeah,
I mean, it is a balls to the wall track though, and they get really close to that inside wall going into 1. It's we were sitting in 1 and 2 when we were there, and they get pretty damn close. And some of the I follow somebody on Facebook or friends with somebody on Facebook, and they must be from Florida and in motorsport photography or something, because they were there, and literally I don't know how they let these people get that close to. They're literally right next to the wall, and the cars were literally on the other side of the wall. I'm like, that's sketch. That's too close.
When we did Lorraine this last summer, I don't like that infield. I don't like just being open, wide, exposed in that grass infield like that.
Yeah, I like having, the tires.
Yeah.
And a berm, a little bit of a dirt berm to protect. I mean, there was that modified race at Sharon that scared the crap out of us.
Well, it was our second race at Wayne. Well, your first, our second, when one of the Boss wingless sprints went right across the infield.
Yeah, I mean, it was our last night at Wayne County this year.
Yeah.
And I almost got hit by a car.
But yeah, I mean, what's Flow? $150 a year, and you get to watch all of now High Limit. You get all of those.
You get all High Limit, but you have no All Stars to watch.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be
one series to watch.
Well,
I mean, you can watch wrestling, you can watch
marching arts,
and baseball, and DCI, but
hey, you can watch those minor league hockey games.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's definite value in Flow. Dirt Vision, I wish it wasn't so expensive.
What else do they have on Dirt Vision besides? Do they have?
They do.
Don't they have Eldora? Don't they?
Yeah, and a lot of weekly stuff.
Or Eldora's Flow, isn't it? Yeah, Eldora's Flow.
Oh yeah,
Sharon, I think weekly is Dirt Vision.
Yeah, but keeping with the asphalt stuff, little NASCAR silly season, Noah Gragson was at the SHR shop. Ooh. So maybe, all the rumors, Noah to the 10 car, which would not be surprising. I think he brings a lot of sponsorship. Eric Almirola leaving, he had that Smithfield sponsorship almost weekly. So kind of a smooth transition for them there. But speaking of Eric, this weekend, Joe Gibbs was on the sidelines of the Washington game saying this is Eric. He's driving for us this year. So Joe Gibbs pretty much leaked Eric out. We knew he was coming back part-time in Xfinity, so guessing Eric to the whatever that number they're running is the all-star car this year. And then what was the other thing? Oh, Brad Keselowski this week was quoted in saying he wants to run an IMSA team sometime in the future.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I mean, Roush ran all the stuff in the past. Go for it.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
Or, someone we both follow, Jamie Price, the photographer that gets to do everything we've always dreamed of doing. He's shooting the Lamborghini at the new Lamborghini hypercar at Daytona this week for the IMSA Daytona test, but that car's not racing into 24.
It's so stupid. Also, Jamie Price, who's probably never going to watch this video, where'd you get your freaking straps at, man? I've been commenting on every post asking you where you get your straps, and I know you don't like promoting brands, but I just need
just DM me so I know.
Since all you guys say don't use harnesses because harnesses suck, just use straps, but don't use the ones that came with the camera, use other ones. Tell me which ones are good ones. Like, I'm not just trying to be like you, or, the straps aren't going to make a difference with the photos I take, but I just want to buy them once and they'll last me a while. So that way I have something that's comfortable and it's going to be quality and built to last. But you won't tell me. Tell me. I just want to know.
They got to keep some secrets. Come on.
Yeah, I'm not going to get the same purple chevrons that you have.
Oh, this is, I was going through my, notes, my screenshots. I had screenshot 2 of these because I initially didn't care too much about the Snowball Derby. I saw the price and was like, never. But when I was scrolling Sunday, the couple posts down was a special from IMSA that you could get 2 Rolex 24 admissions, or a 2-day admission with garage access and a Rolex 24 hat for $69 a ticket. So 2 days, $69. Or you could get a $50 pay-per-view.
Oh.
Of of Snowball.
Yeah. $69 and you get a hat.
We all know I like hats.
We can go. We can just sleep in the stands. We can take our cameras and get the same shots the other people are getting.
Yeah. Just slightly not, 10 feet back from the corner. We might not get the photo holes, but and I know we've transitioned away from F1 completely from the beginning, but did you see Charles Leclerc signed a 5-year contract with Ferrari, keeping him there till 2029?
It's a little interesting.
What a masochist.
I mean, it's better than. Oh, did you also see that Monster Energy left Mercedes?
Yeah,
and
they're
went
going to McLaren.
So could we see Monster Energy on Aero McLaren?
I don't know. Am I going to have to find some weird Eastern European monster McLarens at the Dollar Tree? And
yeah, so thank goodness we got our Lewis Hamilton Monster Energies that
I know
are rewrapped from another country.
I've said this a bunch. I still wish I would have saved, or they'd bring it back, but the NOS Rowdy Punch that they did for Kyle Busch was the best energy drink out there.
I wish NOS would just actually have merchandise that people could buy. You can't even buy a NOS shirt, which is stupid. Leclerc is not a weapon.
Ferrari would have to finish the race for that.
I mean, he hasn't wrecked as much as Carlos this year. So.
Continuing with my screenshots and things, NASCAR today did a ribbon cutting for their new production facility, but blah blah blah. For now, can do live event production, will be doing Xfinity Series in 2025. So does this mean that now the Xfinity Series is going to be like the Truck Series and just broadcast away from the
so
track?
They're not. So what was it? So was it a ribbon cutting or a groundbreaking?
I think it was a ribbon cutting. NASCAR unveiled
a
58,000 square foot production facility next to the R&D center, $53 million investment.
So
includes 3 studios, 8 control rooms, 4 announcers booth. Can do live event production. Will be doing Xfinity Series in 2025. Teams drivers will be allowed to use facilities.
Oh, okay.
And that was from Bob.
So is it not going to be doing live stuff right away? It's just going to be a TV studio that the teams can then also use?
Which, I mean, could be nice, so it's not in the, they're not doing it in the hallway or the lobby of their...
No, you do it in front of the trophies. It's a power move.
Okay, and Hendrick and Penske and Joe Gibbs. What about everybody else?
Green screen.
You got these poor underfunded teams that are...
You just blur the background a lot, and then... Is that a trophy or is that a cat? What is that?
We like to watch fail army videos at lunch at work, and when they were doing one, it was in a bar and the whole black background was blurred. And my coworker was like, "Why are they doing that?" And I was like, "It's in a bar. They blur all alcohol in these videos."
Yeah, it's so weird. It's like
the champagne opening with a knife and the bottle's like blurred. So
Are they opening porn right now?
Yeah.
What are they doing? I'm so confused.
And I think the last thing I had on here is I don't know if you saw this, but Justin Marks is starting a MotoGP team.
Oh.
So does that mean when
he doesn't have an IMSA team? Does he have an IMSA team?
No, I don't think they have one yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. When we go and do the MotoGP at Mid-Ohio.
Moto America. Different, isn't it?
Oh, yeah. Maybe it's different then.
Justin Marks could probably get an F1 team before Michael Andretti.
Well, I mean, when you got Mr. Worldwide as your business partner.
Yeah, Pitbull. Pitbull probably has more swing with the FIA than Andretti does. And Andretti's, the last American to win a Formula One championship.
Hey, Logan
that was
Sargent.
In the 80s.
2024 is going to be Logan Sargent's year.
To fail again.
They did re-sign with Williams. That was another shocking thing over the weekend, is that they re-upped his contract. So
yeah, that's like saying you re-signed with Hunkos Hollinger.
Hey,
who does Corey LaJoie race for?
Spire.
Yeah.
Hey, but Spire's, they're dropping the money. They're the only one that's bought a charter this year. I think they spent like $40 million on that charter.
Holy shit, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Ooh. Team Lando from Dan.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a McLaren fan, so yeah, I'll take Lando.
I would probably say Lando or Daniel, and that's just because all I do is all I know about F1 is just from TikTok. And Lando, Daniel, and Max this year are the funniest on TikTok.
I mean, when it was Carlando, things were pretty funny.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't think I have anything else this week. I think we went longer than we thought. We were like,
I didn't
we're
think we were
getting on
gonna
the
last
call.
this
We're like,
long.
oh, this is going to be like half an hour long. Like, we're not going to have anything to talk about.
Yeah,
But we also went on
long.
13 side tangents and side quests. That's why I can never finish like an RPG video game, is I just like do all the side quests. And
yeah, we're right now we're on GTA, not doing the missions. We're just going out and running over
people.
pedestrians.
Yeah.
No joke. When I used to play San Andreas, or maybe it was 5, whichever one had the Statue of Liberty or Statue of Liberty.
That's 4.
I would literally, that was 4.
Yeah.
I would literally go get a helicopter or jetpack or whatever and fly over to Liberty Island, and then I would spawn a car, just start running people over. And then, you do the front glance so you can see all the blood on your car.
Yeah.
You have to hope that they don't spawn you a red car, because I'd just ruin it.
All right,
my mom
crazy.
would be like, you're so demented. I was like, it's fun. Come on, I'm not actually running people over.
But yeah, I think that's all I got this week.
Yeah, that's all I have. We will see you guys next week for the final episode of season 1. I can't believe it's already the end of the year. Started this back in right after the 500, or was it right after the 500 or the Clash?
I think it was the Clash, and then
yeah. So it's been a fun ride this first season. Our production value has gotten a little bit better.
Well, the first one I didn't even have a camera.
Yeah,
I was using a gaming headset, which, yeah. So see you guys next week. Thanks for tuning in.
We will have a surprise guest on next week. And next week we'll talk about some of our favorite moments from this year, any other news that pops up this week, and what some of our plans and what you can expect from next season. So we will see you guys next week. See you later.
Ya.